Good morning, students. Now, today's topic is the torque in magnetic field. As we know, when a closed coil kept inside the magnetic field, so a deflecting torque acts and it has tendency to move it, right? Let's suppose this is a magnetic field, right? It is going from this direction to this direction, okay? And here I have inserted a coil, right? So this name is PQRS. This is the coil. This is the magnetic field. Okay. So it has the four sides. The PR, PQ and the QS and SR. Here the current is going from R to P, P to Q, Q to S and S to R. Okay. The side vector PQ and the side vector SR is equal to the vector B. Okay. The side, this RP, that is equal to the QS, that is equal to the vector N. Right? Just note it down till here. Okay. So this is vector PQ is equal to vector SR is equal to vector B, and the vector RP is equal to vector QS is equal to vector R. As we know, when current passes through the sides, then the force begins to act, and in which direction the force will act on the side and on which side the force will act. See, the PQ is moving inside the board, you can say, and this QS is going down. The SR is going coming out from the board, and RP is going upward. So people can apply the Fleming's this left hand rule. So the magnetic field is going here, and in this side the current is going down. So the force will come out from the board. So I can write here. It's called the magnetic force vector F coming out. And here is the side SPR. अगर ये बाहर आएगा तो it is going inside. So this is called the vector F. So this coil begins to rotate about an axis. Okay. And these side, the PQ and the RS, they have the same axis. That's why the magnetic force which develop on these two coils will vanish. Okay. Now I can write here the magnetic force on side PR and SQ always be vector F is equal to the I into vector L cross vector B. Got it? And this force we know, and the magnitude of the force will always be equal, but they don't have the only opposite in direction. They have some separation between the forces, that is equal to the PQ. Okay, so I can write here the torque, because the opposite forces will make a couple of force, and the couple of force will prepare the torque. Then vector tau is equal to force into the perpendicular between the forces in दोनों के बीच का gap, that is equal to the PQ is equal to the vector B. So then write the vector B, and the vector tau is equal to F की value हो रही, then F vector L cross vector B cross vector small b. So I can write I L और B का क्या हो जाएगा, the area. Okay, and this vector L cross vector B becomes the area. I vector A cross vector B. Okay, now see this thing, the tau is equal to IAB sine theta. If the theta is 0 degree, so your torque would be 0. If theta is equal to 90 degree, your torque will be maximum. If n is the number of turns, so the tau is equal to NIAB. Okay, please note it down. So the tau is equal to NIAB, it is here, and here you can see this is NIA. You can compare this equation from the electrostatic force, where the torque is equal to PE sin theta, where the P was the dipole moment. Okay, so here is also a magnetic dipole moment. तो हम यहाँ पे लेंगे let NIA, a vector A is equal to the vector M. Okay. So NIA is equal to the dipole moment denoted by the capital M. I am writing here the tau is equal to M dot B. This is in the magnitude form. If you want to write in a vector form, then vector tau is equal to vector M cross vector B. What is the unit of M? Unit of M, that always equal to the, you can see ampere meter square, and you can mention its dimension formula, right? Okay, do this. Okay. There are some points also, as point number 1. In uniform electric field, in magnetic field, the resultant force would be 0, right? Net force, net F always be 0, but torque can be 0, cannot be 0. मतलब दोनों में से कोई भी पॉसिबिलिटी हो सकती है. And similarly, it's for the non-uniform magnetic field. Okay, the force cannot be 0, because if the field is non-uniform, so in any of the direction the force works, but torque can be 0 and cannot be 0. Point number 3, in equilibrium position, torque will be 0 and force will also be 0. Equilibrium position, that means the coil is not rotating, force is not there and not the torque. Okay, so this is called the torque in magnetic field, right? Do this. I am going to the next. And our next topic is the galvanometer. You have seen it is a current measuring device and most sensitive device, right? It is working on one principle, and the principle is the torque on a coil which is moving in a magnetic field. Okay, so there are two types of coil galvanometer we are using. That's called the moving coil galvanometer, and other one is the Western type galvanometer. So you will see it, then little later on I'll wait for you. जब आप complete करोगे तब मैं आगे बढ़ूँगा. So for the moving coil galvanometer, there should be a magnetic field and there should be one coil. So let's suppose we have taken, this is called the magnetic field. A concave shape magnets used into it to get the radial electric magnetic field. This is called a metallic cylinder. It can be a square form, right? You can say this is the L. It should be closed in another non-conducting material. You can say I have taken as the brass metal. So the brass is this, and this is called the conducting the solid core. It is inside, and we can wrap it with the wire. So there are some ends will comes. Okay. So this end is going up and this end is going down. Right. There is the radial magnetic field. So you can show the radial. It's called the north. It's called the south. This wire is this connection should be attached with a mirror called M. I have written with the M. And this is phosphorus branch strip, torsionless, and we can connect it with the terminal T1 to have a battery. And this end should also be connected with a torsionless spring. Okay, it's called the S, and attached with a point with terminal T2. So you can see this is the coil. Okay, it is a solid core. This is called the brass material. Turns, a number of turns, and this wire is consisting the amp, because the wire is having the thin length, the thin size. So when it rotates, so we cannot recognize it. Then if we connect the this mirror, so when it shifts, so due to the reflection, we can have the value of the angle. Another point is, so this is called the radial magnetic field. Coming the Western type galvanometer. A Western type of galvanometer is consisting the same property, but within a different manner. It's called the radial magnetic field. Right? A circular coil is kept inside it. A circular coil, and this is called its core. And the radial magnetic field get inside and becomes like this. So it begins to rotate. It has two wires, so we can connect it with the terminals. Okay, ये पूरा horseshoe magnet हो जाएगा. And there is one pointer like, और यहाँ पर we can draw a scale. This is 0 and this is 1, 2. Generally we are using this type of galvanometer, right? So draw the diagrams. Okay. So as I told you, its use and its principle. Now coming to working. So I'm writing here working. So what is the working? As I told you, when we apply the current, when the current flows, so due to the magnetic effect of current, the magnetic field also develop in the coil, and this magnetic field and the coil's magnetic field repels to each other, and the coil is connected with these two movable ends, so coil begins to rotate, and the rotate due to the torque produced by the magnetic field. So this torque is known as the magnetic deflecting torque. Deflecting torque, right? The deflecting torque, the tau is equal to, say, the number of turns is the N, the current is called the I, the area is called the A, the magnetic field is B. It's called in the maximum condition. So theta is the 90 degree. And this is called the equation number first. In the working of these two galvanometers would be same. And another point is, when this coil will rotate, okay, because this is fixed with the bronze strip here and this is spring. So torsion starts on these two places. That means on the spring and on this bronze strip. So the torsion will helps to bring the coil into their initial position. That's called the restoring torque. And the restoring torque has equal and opposite value and nature, which is the torque has. तो इसको अपन टाउ से रिप्रेजेंट करेंगे, बट दिस रिप्रेजेंट डिपेंड ऑन द एंगल ऑफ डेविएशन, जितना एंगल डेविएट करेगा उतना ज्यादा रीस्टोरिंग टॉर्क विल वर्क. So the tau is equal to directly proportional to the theta, so I can write that tau is equal to k dot theta, where what is k? The k is the, we can say, the restoring torque on per unit angle, and its unit is the Newton into meter per radian. ठीक है? And these two in the balance condition, these two would be same in balance. This NIAB, that is equal to the k theta, and as we know the work of the galvanometer is to measure the current, so the value of the current I am writing here, I is equal to k by NAB dot theta. This is the formula of current. Okay, now you can see here the k is a constant. It depends on the nature of material which we have used, bronze string and the resistor spring. Okay, and the end number of turns should be less and the area of the coil should be less. The magnetic field should be less. According to this, if you measure the maximum current. Okay, अब यहाँ पर let's suppose the k by NAB we have taken as the galvanometer called the G. तो I is equal to क्या हो जाएगा? G dot theta, where the G is known as the galvanometer's constant. कोई मुझे बताएगा what is the unit of G? It is just equal to the ampere. क्यों? क्योंकि theta has radian. So I can write the unit of G, लेकिन उसके अगर SI यूनिट में कन्वर्ट करेंगे तो ampere per radian आएगा. Right? Do this. Okay, so I'm going to the next. Right. Here, this I is equal to G theta. As I told you, the G is constant, then I directly proportional to the theta. Right? G has unit ampere per divergence, here ampere per radian. Then next topic is into it, current sensitivity. Sensitivity denoted by the letter IS. And what is the current sensitivity? See, the rotation of the coil depends on the amount of current. First of all, if there is no current, then no torque, no coil rotations will come. So you can write the theta directly proportional to the I. So the theta can be equal to the IS dot I, where this IS is called the current sensitivity. Okay. So the IS is equal to I by theta by I. Theta by I. This is called the current sensitivity. Unit. The unit is theta by I का क्या होगा? Radian per ampere. तो you can write radian. Books में divergent per ampere भी है. Dimension formula you can convert. Right? Okay. As the theta by I has the value, as I know I is equal to k by NAB dot theta. So the theta by is equal to NAB by k. So the IS can be equal to NAB by k. If you want to increase the current sensitivity of any galvanometer, then number of turns should be increased, not beyond the limit. The area should be large. The B is the magnetic field. Area can also be, you cannot increase beyond the limit, and K should be minimum. Okay, now coming the next, which is called the voltage sensitivity. voltage sensitivity. So what is the voltage sensitivity? Definitely the voltage sensitivity, as the current sensitivity is 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 equal to theta by the current which is flowing. So you can write the voltage sensitivity Vs is equal to theta by the voltage V. और हमको तो पता ही है V is equal to क्या होता है IR. क्यों होगा? क्योंकि कॉइल में करंट है, कॉइल has some resistance, so I can write the V is equal to IR. Then Vs is equal to theta by IR, and the theta by I is equal to Is. तो क्या कर सकता हूँ मैं? Vs is equal to Is by R. तो कोई इसकी मुझे यूनिट बताएगा वोल्टेज सेंसिटिविटी की? The Is की यूनिट क्या है? रेडियन पर एम्पियर, एम्पियर इनटू ओम. तो अब यहाँ पे इसको लिख सकते हैं यूनिट रेडियन पर एम्पियर इनटू ओम. सो दिस इज योर गैलोमीटर. ठीक. Yes, our next topic is called the ammeter. Ammeter is also called the current measuring device. How you can build a ammeter via galvanometer. If you want to make a ammeter, so you can connect the galvanometer with a low resistance in the parallel. So I am going to do. This is called my galvanometer. It's connected parallelly with the resistance. And this low resistance is known as the shunt called as. I'm writing low resistance. क्यों किया मैंने ऐसा? इसीलिए किया क्योंकि when the strong current flows in a series and passes from the galvanometer, the galvanometer can be destroyed. To make it safe, you have to connect a small low resistance, right? अब इतना भी मतलब ये नहीं कि सर और ज़्यादा resistance को बढ़ा देंगे तो आपका current कम हो जाएगा. Low resistance होना चाहिए. Or you can keep this box closed. So when current passes, so the current will divide into this point, and the current which is passing through the galvanometer called the Ig, current which is passing through the shunt called Is. As we know, the galvanometer is also having some resistance, so I can denote it by the capital G, and the shunt's resistance you can denote it by the S. Okay, तो आप यहाँ पे बहुत सारी चीजें आप क्या क्या फाइंड करेंगे? We will find the total current. Total current I is equal to क्या होगा? Ig plus Is. Resistance, total effective resistance, because these two are connected parallelly, then net resistance हम लोग बोलेंगे net R, that is equal to 1 by R. पैरेलल में है तो 1 upon G plus 1 upon S हो जाएगा. You can calculate the R. As we know, in the parallel, the voltage of galvanometer is equal to the voltage of the shunt, because these two are connected parallel. And the VG, V is equal to IR लगाएंगे तो इसका अगर देखा जाएगा तो इसका resistance का होगा G and the current is IG. Then I can write the IG dot capital G, which is equal to IS dot S. Okay. And if we want to calculate the current of galvanometer, then IG is equal to IS dot S by G. Right? The Is you can take it from here. The I minus Ig आ जाएगा. Okay. Then Ig is equal to I minus Ig dot S by G. अब तो दोनों तरफ G Ig कन्वर्ट कर दो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. तो Ig dot G Is Ig dot minus Ig dot S इधर जाएगा. Then Ig called the G plus S is equal to I dot S. Then Ig is equal to I dot S upon G plus S. Remember one thing, to convert the galvanometer you should connect the low resistance in the parallel manner, and this overall system is called the ammeter, which we have connected in the circuit in series, right? Okay, do this. And the last topic of this chapter is our voltmeter. Now the chapter is going to be finished. So what is the voltmeter? It is a device by which we are measuring the potential. Okay. So to convert the galvanometer in the voltmeter, you have to connect the galvanometer with high resistance in series. So high resistance, you can say that is called the arc connected in the series. It is not the shunt, and you can keep it closed in any of the box. When the current passes, so the current remains I and the currents for the G and R is same. Let's suppose its total resistance is called the R dash. So net resistance कितना होगा? Net resistance you can denote as R dash is equal to G plus called the R. Okay, and the current which is passes, that's called the I, and the current for these two is same. Okay, and the current of galvanometer, that is equal to the current of the resistance. So the galvanometer, जैसे हम लोग लिख देते हैं क्या, the I is equal to V by R. So the voltage of galvanometer called the VG divided by the resistance of the galvanometer is called the capital G, and which is equal to the IR is having the resistance voltage VR and divided by the this R. And to measure, to calculate the voltage, then the VG is equal to G by R dot VR. Okay, note it down please. Right, and if you want to calculate the this galvanometer's current, then Ig you can find it from anywhere. Okay, thank you. You can also find the total voltage. The total voltage V is equal to Vg plus Vr. The V is equal to Vg is Ig dot G plus IR dot R dash, sorry, R, and V is equal to G plus R dot Ig. Okay, then Ig is equal to, you can write 1 upon G plus R dot V. Right, so chapter got completed.